Hi everyone, our topic for today is Rule 8, Writ of Continuum Mandamus, and Rule 9, Prosecution of Offenses. So before we proceed on Rule 8, alamin muna natin kung ano nga po ba yung Writ of Continuum Mandamus. So ang Writ of Continuum Mandamus po is a court order that compels government agency or official to perform a specific duty or taking a particular action often on ongoing basis. Example of writ of continuum mandamus, a group of community na nag-file ng petition for a writ of continuum mandamus against the local government agency na responsible for waste management. So the group of community alleged that the agency has failed to properly dispose of hazardous waste, posing a threat to the public health and the environment. So, if the court find out the verified petition is fact, so the court issues a writ of continuum mandamus to that agency. So, compiling the agency to implement a proper waste disposal system, regularly monitoring and reporting of waste management practices, take corrective action to mitigate environmental harm. So the writ of continuum mandamus ensure the agency responsible for unlawful neglect ay mananagot and protects the community rights to a safe and healthy environment. So let's proceed on section 1, petition for continuum mandamus. So sinasabi lang naman dito na kahit anong agency ng gobyerno na hindi ginagawang kanyang tungkulin sa kapaligiran or environment ay pwedeng hainan ng petition sa court ng isang tao. So our petitioner dito is the person aggrieved thereby or the person affected. So pwedeng mag-file a verified petition in a proper court alleging the fact with a certain attaching thereof, supporting the evidence, specifying that the petitioner concern an environmental law, rules, or regulations. If na-find out ng court na may kasalanan talaga ang isang agency, the court will order the agency na gawin ang kanyang tungkulin or magbayad ng pinsala kung meron man dahil sa kapabayaan or unlawful neglect. Section 2, where to file the petition. So sinasabi lang naman dito is yung petition is pwedeng i-file sa Regional Trial Court na exercising yung jurisdiction niya over the territory where actionable neglects or omission occurred, or with the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court. So tatlong court po pala ang pwedeng paghainan natin ng petition dito sa writ of continuum mandamus. Section 3, docket fees. So madali lang naman po itong intindihin. So sabi dito, the petitioner shall be exempt from the payment of docket fees. So ang ibig sabihin po ng docket fees, accessing court records without any cost or fee. Section 4, order to comment. So sinasabi lang naman dito is, if the petitioner is sufficient in a form and substance, if na-complete na, the court shall issue the writ of and require the respondent to comment on the petition within 10 days. So kailangan ni respondent na comment or to reply within 10 days dapat. So from the receipt of copy thereof, such order shall be served on the respondent in such manner as the court may direct, together with a copy of the petition and any annexes thereto.
So good evening everyone. The continuation of the rule number 8, which is section number 5, expediting proceedings, usually refers to a clause or section in legal rules, regulations, or court procedures aimed at ensuring that cases or processes move forward without unnecessary delay. Ang purpose naman nito is to prevent undone delays in legal or administrative proceedings and promote efficient case management. And Section number 6, proceeding after comment is filed. Typically, outline the steps, proceedings after that follow on parties involved in legal or administrative case submitted their written comments or response. Purpose naman ito is to define the next procedural actions after all parties have officially presented their views in writing. Section number 7, judgment, typically refers to the part of a legal or procedural rule that govern how and decision is received by a court, tribunal, or administrative body. Purpose naman nito is to set out the rules and the expectation for issuing a final decision in a case. And last section, which is the section number 8, return of writ, return or the return of the writ. Return of the writ means the written response or report submitted by the respondent explaining how they have complied with the court order.
Rule number 9, prosecution of offense. So saan dito is pinag-uusapan o plano o linilitis ang magiging desisyon sa isang kaso. In section 1, who may file. It only refers to the person, it's either natural or juridical person, kung saan sila yung nakakita ng ng mga maling aksyon ng wrongdoer, kung saan sila yung magfa-file o magsusulat ng letter of complaint para idemanda kung ano man yung krimen na ginawa ng isang criminal na lumalabag sa environmental laws, kung saan yung complaint na final nila is ipapasa sa judge, kung saan ito yung aaralin ng judge, which means it's either pwede niyang maging sampahan ng kaso or pwedeng ibasura. So in section 2 naman, nakasaad dito na filing of the information. Dito naman sinasabi dito na filing of information is an information charging a person with a violation in environmental laws and subscribed by the prosecutor shall be filed with the court. So parang dito sinasaad na dito na yung papeles na pinasa na or yung complaint na pinasa na is naaral na, kung saan ipapasa na nila sa judge para it's either kung maging positive man na may nagawang krimen nga according dun sa pag-aaral na magaganap dun sa file na pinasa nila, is ididiretso na to sa court for it's either pre-trial or trial, kung saan dadalo na ang magkabilang panig. So sa section 3 naman, it is the special prosecutor. Dito naman sa section 3 is sinasabing sa mga kaso ng kriminal kung saan walang pribadong taong nasaktan o nagreklamo, maaaring payagan ng korte ang isang abogado. Dito naman is walang walang directly na personalidad o organisasyon ang naging pinagbibintangan, kung saan hinahayaan silang magkaroon ng kanya-kanyang abogado, as long as yung as long as yung kukunin na lang abogado is pinapayagan ng public prosecutor, and kung ano man yung magiging action nila is nandun pa rin yung tinatawag nito, ina-administered and sinusupervise pa rin sila ng isang public prosecutor. So parang ang nagiging ganap lang dito is, paano ko ba sasabihin, kumbaga sa isang kaguluhan is parang tinatawag nito parang mediator or arbitrator. Meron kayong tagi-isang pwedeng mediator and arbitrator na magiging connection nyo, pero yung magiging action nyo dito is na naka-under pa rin sa pagsusupervise ng isang professional na public prosecutor. Thank you.